Hi everyone, welcome back to another online yoga class with me, and also happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. This class, as always, we're going to start off with our meditation, our quick connection to the breath, our mindful breathing. We're going to continue with our asanas, so our yoga postures, and then we are finishing with our 10-minute proper deep meditation. To get us started, just find yourself in a comfortable seated position. It does not have to be cross-legged. And we're turning the attention towards the breath. And we are connecting to the breath. By connecting to the breath, we are just taking note of how we are feeling, taking note right now of where your natural breath is resting. If you are experiencing short, shallow breaths in the chest, not fully getting down into the belly, this is not great for stress, not great for anxiety, and it's not going to promote the same well-being and positive feeling as our deep, slow and steady breaths. You want to breathe in and out through the nose. You want to take our time with the breath. It's no rush, it's no pressure, it's no stress. Just slow, deep breathing, mindful breaths, connection to the breath. For this class, we are focusing on our safe, healthy and functional movements, functional flexibility, mobility, functional strength. And as always, I promise, as we go, I will offer modifications as best as I can, but also, as I always say, if anything doesn't feel quite right, that something's just not really sitting with you well, don't have to do it. Feel free to kind of modify as you go as well. Do your own thing. That's totally fine. This is just a guide, just a base. You work with it how you want to work with it. Also, just a quick apology for my camera angle. I definitely will be cut off if we stand up today. So I'll try and do my best to stay on the mat so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. As I say almost every single time, in lockdown, not that much space. I mean, you guys are probably in the same position as when you're doing it at the end of your bed, so we'll just see how we go. Stand up, mindful movement, feel free to keep the eyes closed, rolling back the shoulders. So much tension and stress in the shoulders. Let's roll them forward. I'm going to bring some rolls into the neck, one direction, really nice, slow, gentle movements. Also, I apologize if I have to check my phone during this class. Once again, my watch is playing up and I'm back to checking time on my phone. Back in the other direction. And back to stillness. We're going to take our hands behind us on the mat. We're going to draw our hands as close together as we can. So we're squeezing our shoulder blades together behind us and we're directing our gaze up. Focusing on this squeezing back of the shoulder blades, puffing out through the chest. Great for our posture. Now we're going to keep our back and torso just like this, squeezing the shoulder blades, keeping the shoulders down, puffing through the chest. We're just going to change the direction of our heads, tilting our chin in towards the chest. Once again, changing the direction of our head, bringing it up to a neutral position, bringing our head over to one side. Maintaining that squeeze at the back. And take over to the other side. back to the middle and release the hands. Take a sec, bounce the shoulders, bring some movement back in, give them a bit of a shake. Inhale, draw arms together to high prayer. We're going to exhale over to one side, so taking through our side stretches. Always inhaling back to the center, exhale over to one side. Making sure we are using that breath with our movements. Always bringing that inhale back to the center, exhale into the stretch. Connecting to the breath helps calm our nervous system, so helps reduce and prevent anxiety and stress. Helps promote that relaxation that we love. And it also encourages mindful movement. So noticing how the body's feeling, using our intuition of our bodies, our ability to notice how we're feeling, our proprioception, so our mind connection to the muscle. Couple more times. There's no rush. Take your time with these movements. When you're ready, we are coming back to the center. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're hinging forward from the hips. Going to be bending forward, reaching towards our mat. So stretching, lengthening all the way from our shoulder blades down to our fingertips. Getting a really good stretch through the body, particularly through the groin and the legs. When I say hinging from the hips, so we're not hinging mid-back, we're hinging from the hips. Sometimes this means we can't go as low as we like, but this is better for our spinal flexibility. And reaching, stretch all the way, fingertips up to the shoulders. Couple more breaths, nice and slow and steady. Beautiful, and walking our hands back up to the center. From here, we're going to be coming up onto the knees, so swinging the knees around. So we are here in our kneel position. In our kneel position, we're going to take through some shoulder stretches here. So starting off, bending at the elbow, and reaching across, holding onto the elbow and drawing it through the side. Just listening to your body. Deep, slow breaths. And release. We're going to take this over to the other side, so bending into the other elbow, drawing it across, just maneuvering. Everyone's got different levels of shoulder mobility, so just do what feels right for your body. And come back to the center. From here, we're coming into our other shoulder stretch. So arm up, interlacing those fingers behind the back, focusing on a straight spine. There's nothing for you to say. The silence, it takes a while. It hits you and it's right. And release. Let's take this over to the other side. Nice and straight spine. We don't want to be hunching back. We are sitting nice and straight. So we've got our rib cage stacked on top of our pelvis. So I want you to think in sections of 3, neck on ribs, ribs on pelvis. So we're nicely stacked in our spine, nice and straight. Beautiful, and release. From here, coming into our backward hands together. So if you can, either touching the fingertips, seeing if you can reach and touch the whole palm behind your back. We don't want to be drawing our elbows forward, we're pushing the elbows back, keeping those shoulders down. So good for our posture, so good for our neck and our shoulders. And let's release, bring those hands onto the mat, coming into our tabletop. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, starting off using our breath, cat-cow. Take that inhale, arch that spine, chin to chest. Exhale, lower that belly slightly, direct that gaze slightly up. No rush, using the breath. Great for lower to middle back pain, great for our spinal flexibility, and great for aiding in digestion. I just ate a massive lunch. I went and got a really good veggie burger, and I'm so full, and this is exactly what my body needs right now. Few more. And coming back to our neutral spine. From here, we're going to send the hips back, so we're in an extended child's pose. From here, we're going to come into our side child's pose to get some stretches through the side of our rib cage. So walking our hands over to one side until we get that nice deep stretch. Keep the head down. Focusing on the breath, nice, deep, slow breaths. Focusing on elongating our inhales and exhales. Want to feel every time we inhale, our belly expands with air. And as we exhale, we are squeezing the navel back in towards the spine, keeping that breath nice and strong. All right, let's walk it over to the other side. Keep it symmetrical. And back to our center. Shift the weight up. So we are back to our tabletop, just fixing my leggings. Back to our tabletop. From here, alternate leg arm extensions. No one loves it, but it's really good for you, so let's do it. One arm, opposite leg back, if you can keep your balance. Inhale, elbow to the knee. Exhale, extend. Inhale, elbow to the knee. Exhale to extend. Take your time, focus on the breath, making sure that we are incorporating the breath. Couple more. Stay strong. All right, and the next time that we exhale, we're staying here. Make sure you keep breathing, focusing on that balance. If you want to challenge yourself, bend the knee, hand to the foot. Feeling a little wobbly? Bring the knee down, release the hand. Give yourself a second, release the wrist. This is super important. We're actually going to be doing a couple wrist stretches after this. Let's take it through to the other side. Arm and leg. Inhale together. Exhale to extend. Don't be hard on yourself if you've got the wobbles. I always get the wobbles, and I do this a lot. So don't be super self-critical. Not forgetting to use that breath. Exhale, extend. Inhale together. Couple more. And hold. Don't hold the breath. Challenge yourself, hand to foot. And release. Release the hand. Release your wrist. We're going to do those wrist stretches I was talking about now. So we're staying in our tabletop. Really important here, we are in our tabletop, we're engaging our core, so we've got a nice straight spine. We don't want to dip in our lower back. We want to protect our lower back. So engage your abs. Keep a nice and straight back. So you are like a tabletop. We don't want to imagine catching water. That's something you can do in cat-cow. Catch the water, let the water drizzle on your back. For this, nice and straight. Starting with our palms facing forward like this, we're going to use our knees. You want to cross over your ankles if you can. Some people like to. We're going to rock forward a little bit. Feel a little bit of tension. Come back. Bring the hips back. A few more times, feeling that stretch in the wrists, rocking forward, feeling that little bit of tension, coming back. Nice and slow. Just have a natural slow breath here. You don't have to do anything in particular with the breath. Just want to feel that slight stretch. Now, it's really important to be mindful if you are a person who experiences trouble with your wrists. I have carpal tunnel syndrome in my left wrist, so I know that sometimes it can be a little bit hard to do these types of things if you have wrist problems. I find these stretches help me, but I'm not a wrist professional, so if these don't feel comfortable for you, these are just really traditional yoga stretches. Feel free to skip this. I don't want anyone to injure themselves if they're already a little bit hurt. Coming back up to neutral, from here we're spinning our hands around, so palms are facing backwards. Same thing again, this time extra gentle. We're coming forward a tiny bit, back to a point where we feel a stretch. Coming forward just a tiny bit, and stretch. Just really gentle rocks. This one should be a lot tighter than the last. So use with caution, just a couple more times. We're not doing this for too long. Feel free to hold a little bit. And let's release. Palms back around. Tapping under the toes. Let's bring the hips up. Quick time check. We're going to stretch through our legs. So we're paddling our feet here. One at a time. Up onto the tippy toes, knees into the chest. Straightening the legs if you're comfortable, coming down into our dolphin. So making sure that you keep your hip free. This is a very unflattering pose on camera. Focusing on the breath. And let's come back up. From here, we're shifting our weight forward, so we're in our plank. And we're going to slowly lower down onto the mat. Once we're down on the mat, we're going to take an inhale here. As we exhale, pressing up into our cobra. Making sure we keep the shoulders down and back. You can come into a baby cobra if this feels more comfortable for you and your spine. Let's take an inhale, come down. Exhale, back up. And using the breath. Inhale down. Exhale, back up. Just a couple more. And all the way down. Let's come into our scorpion. We're going to go twice on each side. Take your time, there's no rush. Just want to get each side at least twice. When you've done each side twice, coming back to the center. We're going to inhale, bring our bodies back, and coming into our child's pose. We want a nice and rounded spine, so we're not dipping, we're rounding the back, sending the hips back. Shifting our weight forward to our tabletop, tuck the toes under, back to our downward dog. From here, just a little bit of paddling the feet, getting a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. Pressing heels towards the mat. From here, we're going to take a step forward with one foot, bringing it in between the palms. So here we are in this position. We're going to start off, try to keep that leg up off the mat. At any point you need to drop the knee, untuck the toes. Go for it. Starting off nice and strong. Bringing your hand down to the mat, hand that's closest to the foot. We're coming straight up. Focusing on the breath. Let's swap sides. Bring that hand down on the inside of the foot. Coming straight back up onto the other side. Bring that hand down, drop that knee. Untuck the toes. Let's come to our hip stretch. So dropping that knee away from the body. Holding onto that knee, making sure we're not collapsing into the shoulder. Stay nice and strong. Beautiful. Bring that knee back in towards the body. You're going to come into our half split. Keep that foot exactly where it is. Ground that heel. Just shift the hips back, straightening this leg, folding over. And lifting back up, so we're coming back to this pose from here. We're coming down into our pigeon. So if you cannot comfortably come into a pigeon, we're going to imagine our hip bones both have, I just forgot the word, a magnet attached to them. That's what I've been trying to say. We're going to have magnets on our hips, drawing our hips towards the mat. If this is what your pigeon looks like, you just can't quite get that hip to really swing around to the middle. Bend your back knee. This is pose of animal relaxation. We're going to be folding forward like that. This will help warm your hips up, bit of a stretch, not as deep. Hopefully one day you'll be able to transition into that pigeon. So whether you are animal pose or pigeon, let's come to our pose of relaxation. So we're going to lower our bodies towards the mat. Really just ease into this pose. You're going to stretch the arms out in front of you, whatever you like. Focusing on this pose, the opening up of the hips, that really deep stretch, using our breath, connecting to the breath to really, really enhance this posture. Our breath is super important, particularly in a deep stretch, because without that fresh oxygen going into those muscles, you're really not going to get far. You're really not going to feel comfortable either. Let's slowly start to lift up. From here, we are in our pigeon or our animal pose. We're going to bend our back knee, seeing if we can reach around. Almost just didn't grab it. Reach around, make contact with that back foot. Feel free to bring that hand out in front of your leg. You're going to draw that foot in towards the body, even just a little bit. If you can't reach around and hold the foot, it's fine. Even if you can just bend the foot, try to bring it in towards the body, or just stay in your pigeon, that's also fine. It's just a little bit of an extra stretch. Hopefully you feel that through the front of your quad. This is a great posture that helps draw in that extra stretch, and it's also a transitional posture to come into our king pigeon. So if you're going to challenge yourself one day, give that a go. Beautiful. Let's release our foot back. Nice, safe, slow, gentle. We're going to come up, come out of this pose, send it back. Tuck under those toes. Give our legs a good stretch. You know what? My left side actually feels a lot better after that. Hopefully yours is too. I've had really sore legs recently, so my legs are really loving this. Hopefully you guys are feeling some benefits as well. Gonna encourage those heels down towards the mat. And let's take that step forward with the opposite foot to last time. So once again here, we want to try to keep our back leg up if we can. If you need to drop the foot, drop the knee, untuck the foot. At any point, just not feeling right for your body, you're welcome to do so. Let's start off stretching up. So using that arm that's closest to our leg. It's a little bit longer here. All right, bring that hand down on the inside of the foot this time. Coming up. Ooh, my back foot just slipped. Coming straight back up over to the other side. All right, let's come back down, drop that knee if you haven't already, untuck the toes, hip stretch, stay strong through that shoulder, we're not collapsing, staying nice and strong. Slow and steady breaths, don't forget about your breathing. A little bit longer here. Beautiful, bring that knee back in towards the body. We're coming into our half split. Ground that heel. We are not letting our foot trace back. That is cheating. We're not doing that. Just straighten the leg. Fold over. So our hips are up. Our hips are not down. And coming back up, we are now coming into our pigeon or our animal pose. And just because you did one on the other side does not mean you have to do the exact same on this side. There are no silly rules like that. You could do pigeon on the other side, but you can't on this side, that's fine, that's normal. Or vice versa, you did animal, and now you can do pigeon. Doesn't matter, just do whatever feels right. You don't have to stay exactly symmetrical, that's kind of a lie. Let's come to our relaxation, lower towards the mat. Focusing on that breath, nice, slow and steady. You're in your pigeon, imagine those magnets on your hip bones, they are drawing towards the mat. We don't have our hips standing back. If you are looking like this, come into animal pose. Hips are nice and square. Slowly lifting up, let's come into that extra stretch if we can. So once again, if you can't reach around, touch the toes or pull them in towards the body. What you can do is just do it without the hands or just stay here, focus on that stretch. Listen to your body, do what feels right for you. If you really want to try to challenge yourself, coming into a king pigeon, you can do that too. It's one of my favorite poses. Looks really cool. Looks like it's harder than it is as well. All right, let's release that leg. Nice, safe and slow. Let's come out, come into our downward dog. Potentially for the last time, probably. Let's do it and let's stretch our legs. And from here, let's walk hands into the feet. So we're in our forward fold. So in our forward fold, can you get a nice generous bend to the knees? That's fine. Go for it. We're going to hold on to our elbows. We're doing side to side rocking. Release the elbows, bring the feet out so they're a little bit wider than hip distance. I'm just going to move forward so you can see me. A little bit wider than hip distance. We're swinging the hips down, coming into our yogi squat. Now, if you are not comfortable in a yogi squat, that's okay. A lot of people, particularly their ankles, really don't allow it. This is a hip stretch. So you do want to be feeling that in the hips, in the groins, really opening up. If this is just not possible for your body, please don't stress. Please don't be mean to yourself. Just come into a butterfly. You'll still get a great stretch doing that. We're going to come around into some side stretches, a little bit different to what we normally do. If you're in your yogi squat, you're going to wrap, I'll start on this side actually so you can see me. Wrap your elbow around your knee, so your hand behind the knee. So reaching back, holding on, and we are stretching through the side. So leaning over, looking up. Adds a different element to this stretch. Engages that core, real active squat. Lift it up off the mat. Leaning over. I don't really have that much space beside me, but there's an extra stretch you can do with this, which is where you extend the leg, but I don't really have the room to do that, so I won't do that today. Let's take it over to the other side. So this is what it should look like, side on an angle. We're leaning over, we have our hands interlaced behind the back. Nice active squat, that knee's coming out, we're not dropping that knee in. Nice and active. Looking up, I forgot that part too, we're looking up. Let's release back to the center. We're going to side stretch. Hands opposite foot or knee. Over. So by over stretching, we have our arm coming over the top of the ear. We're not stretching like this. Arm over the ear. Deep, slow breathing. Don't forget the breath. Most important part, let's swap sides. Ooh, this side is a lot tighter. We always subconsciously start with our easier side. Such a thing. All right, coming back to the center. Palms together, focusing on the breath. On 3 slow, deep breaths here. Take your time. There's never any rush. Listen to Papa's translations of stories across the sky. When we have done our 3 breaths, bring the hips down onto the mat. Ooh, I just hiccuped when I said mat, sorry. Bring your hips down onto the mat. Bring your legs out in front of you. I'm going to do a couple stretches here for the legs and the hammies and your lower back. And then we're coming down onto the back. We'll do our last few postures on the spine, mainly some hip and pelvis openers and nice lower back and hip area. Reset hip, say it again, and then our meditation. I totally forgot where I was going with that chat. Just excuse me. All right, starting to lose my mind. Let's inhale up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, not the back. If that means you can't go as low, that means that you just can't go as low. That's absolutely fine. Nice back. It's okay to have a little bit of an arch, but we don't want to be full arch, like uncomfortable as heck. Keep that spine nice and straight. If we do arch back, often we can get lower, but it's not really what this is about. It's more about stretching out the legs without hurting your back. And therefore, because we want to keep our spine in a natural straight line, we aren't going to drop the head down. This encourages that rounding of the back. So we're going to keep looking forward as we do the stretch. We're not looking down. Our nose is facing forwards, focusing on that spinal stretch and that leg stretch. Listening to our bodies, being nice and kind to our bodies, saying, good job, buddy, doing a good job. Yeah. I miss people so much, I'm just talking to myself. It is true, our bodies do a lot for us and they actually do a really good job. And particularly like most of you that do my classes, you haven't done that much yoga before and I haven't seen you guys in ages, so I don't know how you're going, but when I saw you guys, we're all doing so well and you should genuinely be so proud of yourself. Yoga and the movements we do during these classes is so different to what you normally do. And that can be really hard and really difficult for your body to adjust to. So you should seriously be really proud of yourself. Give yourself a massive pat on the back. Let's lift up from here. Feet together. We're in our butterfly. But we're not staying here, coming down onto the back. I'm just going to move forward so you can actually see me. Onto the back. So we are here in this position, hips open, on the spine, head down. I'm going to bring my head up so I can speak to you guys. Focusing on opening up through the hips. And focusing on the breath. Slow, steady, long, deep inhale. Feel the belly rise as there. Exhale, squeeze navel back into the spine. Really picture that movement. If you want, you can place hands on the belly and really create that mind-muscle connection. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, squeeze the belly into the spine. Empty that breath. Using our nose, in and out through the nose. Couple more breaths. Beautiful. Knees together, knees into the chest. Give your lower back and hips a nice little massage. Side to side rocking, circles with the knees, whatever feels right for your body, just go for it and you do you. Only you know what your body needs, so just listen to that. Beautiful, holding onto the knees, let's encourage the knees out to the sides, away from the body. Doing a little bit of rocking, a little bit of moving around here. And coming into a happy baby. Side to side rocking. Feet are up, knees are down, head is down on the mat. If this is your happy baby, bring your head down. If you feel more comfortable staying here, holding onto the knees, please do that. And release, knees back to the chest. One last little massage. And then we are going to be coming into our final meditation, our final 10 minutes of this class. So from here, you can either come straight into your Shavasana, lie down on the back, but I'm going to give you a quick opportunity if you need to go grab a blanket, pillow to put under your knees, not a pillow under your head, sip of water, an extra layer, go do that. I'm actually going to shut my bedroom window, it's a bit cold in here, and I'll meet you back here in just a sec. So for our meditation, we want to be lying in Shavasana. As you know, Shavasana is lying on your back. I'll give you a quick little demo in case you've forgotten. Lying on the back, arms out by the sides, feet hanging away from the body, head straight up, closing those eyes. In Shavasana, we let go of any and all effort, tension, and stress within the body. We are not asking our bodies to do anything right now. There is zero pressure on us and our bodies. It is so rare that we're just given an opportunity to be comfortable and be at ease. So just take this time, connect to the body and breath, and just enjoy it. It's gonna go really quick, I promise. Take a second, Relax the body, relax the mind as best as you can. There's no stress. It's really common for thoughts to interrupt us and get in the way when we're trying to just chill and connect to the breath. But just remember, every thought you have is temporary. It's like a cloud drifting through the sky. It comes into our vision, but it goes away eventually. Just remember that. Acknowledge your thoughts. Let them go. Don't need to be worried about anything else right now. There's nowhere else for you to be. There's nothing else for you to be doing. 10 minutes, breath work. Relaxing the body, we're connecting to our muscles right now. Focusing and relaxing through the forehead and in between the eyebrows. Hold a lot of tension and stress here. Bring this down across the cheeks. Relaxing the cheeks, all the little muscles in your lips, your mouth, your jaw. Relax your shoulders, both equally distanced away from your ears. Relax your hips, both equally as heavy, sinking deep into your mat. And relax your hands and feet. Let them be heavy, let them drop away from the body. Just enjoy it. Connecting to the breath now, focusing on that attention and intention. We are taking in relaxation with every inhale. Every exhale, all of our stress, anxiety, the self-judgment, the self-criticism, it is just getting pushed further and further away from us every single exhale. Take in that inhale, feel your belly fill with air, and as you exhale, let your body become heavier, sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into your mat. Just enjoy it. It's my best advice. For the last 5 minutes remaining of our class, I'm just going to leave you in stillness and in silence to just enjoy this practice with absolutely no pressure, no worries. Just relax and enjoy it. I just want to say the photo record. Got your face on, that could be relatable. See it every day. Just chill, watch an episode. Take off my shoes, cause I just won't stand up on my own. Only you can take a step in these nights. I can't best till you realize. I just wanna say the photo record. So see what I'm trying to bone. In my vision, cause you're my only ambition. I gotta be set. Signs though you never know. I just wanna say the photo.
She says, wake up, it's no use pretending. I'll keep stealing, breathing her. Birds are leaving, nowhere on the one of us will die inside these arms. Always wide open. She says if I leave before you know that, don't you waste me in the ground. I lay smiling like a sleeping children. One of us will die inside these arms. It's why
Let's slowly and gently begin to incorporate some soft and gentle movement into the body. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly let your head rock from side to side. Just slowly waking up. There's no rush. We can next inhale, draw your arms up and back behind you on the mat and just stretch and lengthen all the way from your fingertips down to your toes.
although I do it most days.
When you're ready, let's draw hands into prayer at the heart. I honor and respect the place in you where the whole universe resides. This is a place of peace, of light, and of love. When you're in this place, and I'm in this place, we are in the same place and we are one. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much once again for joining me for this practice. Hope you enjoyed it, got something really good out of it. If you're watching this in the morning, hope you have an awesome day today and just absolutely smash it. Or if you're watching this in the evening, hope you have a great sleep tonight and yeah, just feel really restful. And happy Father's Day again to all dads. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. Big love. We'll see you later.